Hey everyone, I'm sure you're glad to know this, but this is the last video right here for getting us to where we can fully load the 223. We've done everything from de-prime and resize to check our cases, go through and prime, and then throw in some powder, and we're now ready to throw in a couple 55 grain full metal jackets on our press here. So, first of all, one of the key things we're going to need for this is we're going to need what's known as a caliper, and we're going to set our caliper out at 0, and then I'm going to show you how to adjust your sizing die so that you correctly size your bullets and give you a tip to get you started a little bit quicker and some things I learned along the way. So with that, I'm going to set you down in this chair here. Hopefully you don't fall off, and see if I can get a good close-in shot of this while we go through our stuff. But first, before we do that, I want to show you how we determine how long we make our shells. One, we can go through and measure some shells that our gun loves. Let's say your gun loves 55 grain wolf. Or you come over to your load charts and you go down to what you're loading, 55 grains with ramshot tack, a full metal jacket. We loaded 24 grains, and it says we would go to 2.23 inches. So, the way you would do that to make it longer or shorter, left would be longer, right would be shorter. This is a Lee die, so it has to be backed out 3 turns so that it doesn't touch, because this has what's known as a roll crimp built into it. If you screw it down too far, it'll crimp in the shell for use in automatic rifles and stuff like that. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to set you down and make sure you got a good shot of the press. Alright, so we've already thrown 24 grains of powder in all of our cases here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our caliper. We're going to make sure we have our caliper set on 0. To adjust it, you would screw it out here and you would turn your bezel. Alright, you've got your main numbers, your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Then you've got your 1 through 10s, and then you've got your tens and hundreds and thousands. So we would come through here, and like that would be a perfect 1, but we want to make sure we're at a perfect 0. Alright, with that, with your die, you can do many different things. Here is a standard size shell, 223 grain wolf, and here is something like I hand load for my rifle, which is a 75 grain AMAX, and you can tell if I hold them side by side, there is a large difference in length. Well, if I can get them to stay there, there's a large difference in length. This is called the COL, or the cartridge overall length. Alright, so what you would do is you would start off, you make sure you have your powder in your shell here. You would put your shell in your press. You would select one of your projectiles. This is a full metal jacket, 55 grain boat tail, and you would just set her on top there. Now, when you cycle the press, it will push the projectile into the casing. But we don't know how long it is or how long we want it to be. So, this looks like it's screwed really far out, which it is. So one of the things we can do to cheat and get us there a little quicker is we can take something like a 55 grain wolf, we can put her in here, we can make sure this is screwed all the way out so that we don't affect the length of the bullet. We can cycle our press one time. As you can tell, there is no resistance on that. And we simply screw down until it gets tight. Now, this is winging it, but it will get you really close, and it will get you on your way to loading ammo, and who knows, your gun may love this ammo. So, you would take this out, we would come back to our projectile that has our bullet sitting in it, our case has a bullet sitting in it. We want to make sure it goes straight in the top, give her a good push, and when she comes down, we have a fully loaded round right there. Now, to measure it, we would come through here, we would space this out, always account for a little variation in the tips, if you can see this, and this round came out to exactly 2.26, right there. Alright, so once again, we would go to our next round that has the powder in it. We put her in there, we set a projectile on top, we make sure she goes into the hole, give her a good go, and let's check this one for length right here. We come into it, always account a little bit for variation in the tips, and this one comes out to 2.64, so we're less than 4 thousandths off, and we're ready to go. And that is how you load and finish up your reload for 223 rifle brass or anything above. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to hearing all your comments and questions. I'll be glad to answer them the best I can. And please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and aim small, miss small.